All right, welcome back everybody. I just ran out of time in my last video. No big deal. I just like to talk a lot. So we're going to do our second short video just to finish out these two problems. And then again, those last three problems are for you to complete on your own. All right, so where we stopped was in step 2 of combining like terms, where we rewrite our expression with our like terms together. So now we're moving on to step 3, which is the actual combining part. So we're going to actually do what it tells us to do. So if we're looking at 25x minus 14x plus 8x, let's actually do what it says. So we'll start with 25x minus 14x. Now what is 25x minus 14x? Very good. That's going to be 11x. So we'll put an 11x here. And then remember that we're adding 8x to that. So what is 11x plus 8x? Awesome. So that's going to be 19x. So all of that, those three like terms, just turns into 19x. Then we get to look at our minus 12y squared. Well, is there anything for me to combine with 12y squared? Nope. So I just rewrite that all over again. So minus 12y squared. Then we get to look at our minus 10 minus 21 plus 43. Now remember from the problem above, we always want to start with our positive number. So look through, we have minus 10, that's a negative. Minus 21, that's a negative. But plus 43, that's a positive. So we're going to start with the plus 43, and we'll actually subtract 21 from that. So 43 minus 21 is going to give us an answer of what? Awesome. You should have gotten an answer of 22. And guys, when I ask you those questions of like, what is this supposed to be? You are more than welcome to pause the video in that moment so that you can work it out and answer it for yourself, okay? I actually should suggest you doing that, because me pausing in a video won't be as long as it would be if I were pausing in our actual face-to-face notes, okay? So then we have 22 minus 10, and that's going to give me a final answer of what? 12. Very good. Now again, that 12, did you say negative 12? No, we didn't. So remember, when we just say 12, it's automatically positive, so we're going to write a plus sign in between to represent that that's a positive 12. So your final answer for number 2 should be 19x minus 12y plus 12. Okay? So that's your final answer for number 2. So I'm going to actually rewrite that up here at the top so that I can erase the rest of this so I can have space to do number 3. So I'm going to erase this, but don't worry. Don't freak out just yet. Don't be like, oh my gosh, but I'm not done writing. You have what's called a rewind button on this video, so you can rewind and go back to see me go through the entire problem of number 2 again. All right, you have that ability, so don't freak out just yet. Okay, so let's look at number 3. So number 3 is a little different than number 2 or number 1 because there's not a number outside of our parentheses. So if we look, let's circle our parentheses like we've been doing. There's not a number. What's outside our parentheses? That's a minus sign outside our parentheses. So all that's going to happen when you have a minus sign and just a minus sign outside your parentheses, the only thing that you are changing is you're making your numbers on the inside opposite, okay? So let's look at this. So 12x, that's a positive 12x. What's the opposite of positive 12x? That would be negative 12x. So that's all that's happening. We're going to distribute that negative into my two numbers, and we're just changing it to the opposite value. So instead of positive, it's going to be negative. If it was negative, it would be positive. Okay, so this is a positive 12x. So now it's going to change into a negative 12x. Okay, that's all that's happening. We're just changing it from positive to negative. But now we got to look at this. That's a negative 4, right? So now that negative, what's the opposite of negative 4? That's going to turn into a positive 4. So I'm going to write plus 4. And then we bring down our plus 5. And that's all that happens there. Okay? That's all that happens whenever you have a negative outside your parentheses. All you're doing is changing your current values to their opposites. Okay, you need to make sure you remember that, because in tomorrow's activity, you will have problems that look like this that just have negatives on the outside. So you have to remember that if I have a positive, I just turn it to negative. If I have a negative, I just turn it to positive. That's all you're doing there. Okay? And lo and behold, I kind of actually already, changed our colors to match our like terms. All right, because we no longer have parentheses anymore. So now we just, draw our shapes around our like terms. Well, 12x doesn't really look like anything else, does it? Do we see another x? Nope. So negative 12x is by itself. But then over here we have plus 4 and plus 5. And if you see, I kind of already did the colors that way. That was totally by accident. I am not that smooth to do that on purpose. All right. So we've drawn our shapes. Now we want to rewrite them with them together. Well, they're already together, so we can skip that step because they're already together. So now we just have to actually do what it tells us to do. Okay, so let's look at our reds. It says 4 plus 5. Well, what's 4 plus 5? 9. So that's going to turn into 9, okay, because you know that plus 4 plus 5 is 9. And then we just write our minus 12x at the end. So 9 minus 12x is our final answer for number 3. All right, so once more for the third time, these 3 problems will be on your quiz. There are 4 questions on your quiz, so there may be a 4th question that comes from the 3 problems that I did with you, wink, wink, hint, hint. So pay attention to that. If you have any questions about your notes or you have any other questions, again, please email me and let me know. Otherwise, have a great day. And if you need to review these notes again, I would just rewind and go through them one more time. Have an awesome day, guys. See you later. Bye.